So this is the third random thoughts video. It's been going all right so far. So this week, let's start the random thoughts. This week had something like basically come out of nowhere that I had no idea was happening. Let me post a link here. It was the THQ digital showcase. So if you guys want to see it, it's right here. They had a surprising and really good showcase. The big one for me, and I think you know this one, is here. We'll watch it together. This was the big one to me. This was the one that hey, stop. This is the one that caught me by surprise. And yeah, this is, here we go. Actually, give me 1 second. Can I do something about this? Oh no, it's already started, so I can't change anything. Oh well, that's okay. All right, so here we go. This is the one that caught me by surprise. This is Darksiders 4. Yeah, as soon as I saw this and that armor, I was like, oh. Dude, this is the end of Darksiders 1. We're finally getting back to this. I was like, damn, dude. Okay. I gotta admit, the last game, Genesis, man, that... I had a rough time with that. I'm not gonna lie. I had a rough time with Genesis. I really did. I mean, it was okay. But why is this on? Oh. So it was okay, but it wasn't okay. My history with Darksiders 1 I loved. I remember, I'm pretty much sure I played it on Xbox 360. Bought it there. I even did, what was it called? I think it was called the Abyssal Armor. It was a COVID game for us. Yeah. It was rough, man. It was rough around the edges. The Genesis game. But so Darksiders 1 is my personal favorite. It is, I remember buying it for Xbox 360. I remember doing almost everything in the game, even going back to get the Abyssal Armor, which took a lot of backtracking and grinding. It was, I that's all I remembered about that, was that how much it took to grind and things like that. So that I remember. All right. 2, I remember fondly, not as much as 1. Oh, and going back, in the first game, when I found out, as soon as I heard his voice, that God, who's the guy that was with you? He was this little phantasm. As soon as I heard his voice, I knew that was Mark Hamill. And I was like, oh my God, it's Joker. I kind of flipped out. I remember that. And I was just like, that's amazing. To me, that was just freaking amazing. So yeah. So that's basically like, that's 1 in a nutshell. It was the first actual Joe Mad game, so you played it a lot. Oh, that's right. That's right. Joe Mad was the artist. Oh man, dude, yeah. Thanks for reminding me about that. But So yeah, so dude, I played that a lot. Finished the game on 360. Re-bought it or replayed it on PlayStation 4. I remember streaming it. I don't know if I can't remember if I rebought it or they gave it out for PlayStation Plus. But I remember replaying it on stream. And I beat it again. And then I actually ended up rebuying it on Steam. Just because. So that's, yeah, I played that game a lot. 2 was good in its own way. They really like went away from the design of the first game. The first game played a lot more like Zelda, like a Zelda style game. The second game was well, as far as like the gear and weapons and things like that, it was more like a Zelda game. You went into dungeons or you went on quests and to find this specific items and things to help you, and it actually got you past certain parts. So yeah, the second game had like a Diablo loot system, which I wasn't a fan of, not gonna lie. Wasn't a fan of. I think I played that on stream as well. I enjoyed it, but to me it was still kind of not, it didn't give me the same feelings as the first one did. But and then as far as 3 is concerned, I own it. I do own it on Steam, but never played it. I don't know. I think it was a time where I had other things to play, and then more recently, I've kind of burned out on Souls games. So I do want to play it before this one comes out. The loot system in 2 felt half-baked. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the loot system. It wasn't to me, it wasn't the best. So I was whatever. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to this. I'm curious if it's supposed to be a like co-op game where you can go up to 4 players. If that's the case, it better be cross-play. If it's single player, is it one of those where you can switch freely, or does each character have its own like section chapters? So many questions. But they haven't revealed anything, and who knows how far they are, right? I haven't really looked, but I haven't seen anything else for this game. You also own 3 and haven't played it? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm the same exact way. I should probably play it at some point. Like I said, I'll give it. I'm gonna give it some priority now to play it, since 4 was announced. Because to be honest with you, by the time 3, with 3 coming out, and then when 3 came out, I didn't get a chance to play it, and then after Genesis, kind of gave up on the series. I kind of gave up on it. I'm not gonna lie. So, but we'll see. All right. The other two games of note in the in THQ's digital showcase was Titan Quest 2, which looks pretty damn amazing. You know what? Let's just watch that. We're gonna watch it. It's only like a minute, their reveal trailer. And the big thing about this is that it's already available in early access. And so and although I did hear that it's got some performance issues for now because it is early access, it's really early, but let's take a look. Damn, that was a spin to win. Yep. So that was Titan's Quest 2 that was revealed. I've played Titan's Quest, the first one, a bunch, but I've never finished it. That's the crazy thing. I've owned it on like several systems as well, and I do like the game as far as an ARPG, especially back when it was first released. Actually, you know what? I think I owned it on. I'm pretty sure I owned it on a console somehow. PC and even mobile, if you can believe that. I actually rebought it on mobile because I thought I would play it on. I could play it on mobile on the phone, but I just can't play anything on my phone. It feels weird to me. But that's a game I probably need to try to. It is a Diablo-like. It is very much a Diablo-like, except it's got. It also has the. It also has the mechanic where you pick you're after on your first level up, you pick a class, and then I think when you get to like, I want to say level 10 or something, you pick a secondary class, and then you could split points between those, and depending on which class you chose as your primary and secondary, your class name, is, you get a new class name. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, and I remember playing it. I think I got to Act 2. This is as far as I got. The acts are pretty long, but it is pretty much, especially when it first came out, it's a pretty standard fare ARPG, but it's pretty good. And by today's standards, I think it's probably a little archaic, but I booted it up recently. It still works pretty well as far as the controls are, except if you try to use a controller. If you try to use a controller and you're trying to use spells or range and trying to like hit skills, good luck trying to target anything. I think unfortunately they tried to shoe in controller support, but the game was not made for that initially, so it's unfortunate. Yeah. And then the last game of slight interest to me, because I don't have any history with it, is the Gothic remake. I know there's a lot of buzz around it. But the thing is, for me, I never played the first Gothic. But I know that there's a lot of buzz around it. So, and if you want, you know what? We'll watch this one too. This is only 3 minutes, right? Yeah, we can watch this one. Go. We will watch this. So, Gothic is a open world RPG. It's very beloved. It's very janky, but that's what people love about it. It's the good kind of jank. And it looks interesting. Too bad maybe 2 will be better. Yeah, I'm hoping Titan's Quest 2, I'm pretty sure they're building it with consoles in mind. The original was built just with PC. It took much later for the first Titan's Quest to come to consoles. I love these little diorama things to show like the original game. This is so cool. Hadouken. Oh, this looks pretty good. I like that sword. Dude, the monsters look crazy. Yeah, the thing I always hear about the original Gothic game is that the story's really good, the world is pretty fleshed out. The problem is the gameplay is kind of janky, but it's a good kind of janky. It's a fun kind of janky. So I'm thinking, I think a lot of people are hoping it kind of keeps a little bit of that for the remake. Oh, there you go. The Gothic remake. I wonder if early 2026 means like early access, or are they planning to release? That's, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, so that's THQ. Next bit of news. You don't know anything about it? Yeah, no, neither do I. Neither do I. But it looks interesting. Yeah, I would take a look at it, give it a try. All right. Next bit of news, and this is where you can, dudes. Posting the link now. WB Games, according to job postings, their next game is, guess what? Another live service DC game. Another live service game based on a DC comic. Did they not learn with that Suicide Squad game? What the hell, man? Dude, this is going back to my like management and upper management being just out of touch, but holy crap, they're trying it again. I don't know about this. I have very little faith that this is going to do anything, but there you go. They're hiring for another live service game based on DC Comics. So yeah, nothing much more to say, but no faith right now in that whatsoever. You have some ideas? Dude, I have no faith in that whatsoever. So, and that's it. You have some ideas about what the comic is that they're basing it off of? God, dude, a live service game though, dude. Another one. But whatever. All right. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Another one. For all us PC gamers out there. Basically, Business Insiders basically reporting that Intel is. I don't know if this is just doom and gloom reporting, you know, for headlines and stuff like that, but basically, like, Intel's losing its edge. It was as far as chip making. So this could be interesting to keep an eye on Intel to see if they do start turning a downward spiral. But to be honest with you, Intel, after they shifted focus away from like progressing chip technology to concentrating more on like stock buyback, yeah, they've been going downhill. So, and AMD is catching up, man. And honestly, I am seriously considering like my next gaming PC, because I'm gonna need to upgrade soon-ish. Was gonna be all AMD, to be honest with you. But I'm still waiting to see what Valve does with Steam OS, because if Valve, could you imagine? So Valve is kind of being really careful about where Steam OS is being installed, because right now I think there's only one other handheld other than Steam Deck that Steam OS can be installed in, and I think it's I forgot which one it is, but there's only one other handheld. But I'm hoping that they're looking into either making it available to the PC market, or maybe they have what they have, they create a Steam console, which is, for home, desktop, living room use, something, more powerful than what you have in your handheld or something. Or better yet, can you imagine if they do build a home console where you can connect your Steam Deck and the console can somehow, what's the term, bridge or make use of all the CPU and both CPU and GPUs in both the console and the Steam Deck at the same time? Yeah, for me, that's where I was going with it. There's nothing. Steam hasn't announced anything. There's not even any rumors going around. But that's what I was imagining. If they want to get to the home console with anything other than like the handheld, they could come out with their own, quote unquote console that is a specific set of like hardware, specific chipset for GPU, for CPU, specific memory, run Steam OS. You can plug it in, run it as is, or you can also dock your Steam Deck to it, and then it kind of, does the whole bridge of their GPU and CPU, so do you use both? That's what I'm hoping. That's a pipe dream for me. All right, but that's it for that one. And then last, going back again to out of touch CEOs. Microsoft CFO. From a consumer selling point, easy access to your Steam account on your TV. Exactly. All right, here we go. Microsoft CFO, basically, somebody leaked internal memo calling for intensity from the remaining divisions and remaining staff for in the next year. After they posted a quarterly profit that of 27 billion. They are now a $4 trillion company, and after a huge amount of layoffs. I'm so pissed at them right now. I'm actually like, they're actually getting into for me anyway, they're actually getting into the area and being right behind EA and Ubisoft for me. And if you know me, I hate Ubisoft, I hate EA, I will not purchase any games from them at this point, and Microsoft is pretty much getting there. I mean, they're right on the heels of them. So yeah, it's too bad. They had. I thought that they were. I mean, come on. That's my own fault for thinking that they were going to be different after they had this push to acquire like all these studios, right? For first, to kind of push first, everyone thought that they're buying all these studios. What was it? Obsidian, the Bethesda, Activision, right? Blizzard, to kind of shore up their first person library, right? But at this point, yeah, I don't know. It's not looking good, and it's, to me, yeah, they're now pretty much right on the heels of EA and Ubisoft. So but that's it. That's the random thoughts I had this week. You know what? I should have ended it with the good one. Start with the bad, then end with the good, right? Maybe I'll do that next time. But yeah, thanks for listening to my random thoughts.